enough or I misspoke or something. So now you need to go get a doctor to fill out a DBQ and say, nope, knee's exactly the same. And that's how you fight a proposed rating reduction. You fight it with positive medical evidence that supports your disability and your claim. Right now, to get a proposed rating reduction, there's negative medical evidence working against you. Always a good idea to get your VA claims file so you can look and see what's good and what's bad and what you may need to deal with in the future. But I'm telling you, be prepared for a proposed rating reduction and know what to do so you can snap into action and do it, because it's quick. 60 days is quick, especially if you don't request a hearing. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp at combatcraig.com. And if you need medical evidence and your VA doctor or private doctor won't write it up for you, you need a current diagnosis, current symptoms, or a nexus, check out my med team. There's an email address and a link to my boot camp in the description below. What is a static disability? A static disability is a disability that is considered permanent by its nature, history, and severity. A disability that's static is assigned a permanent evaluation without the need for a routine future exam, RFE, to determine whether it's improved. So this is something like when you're all staticked up and you're 100% permanent total, like I am. A lot of you guys are too. Welcome to the Hundo Club. If you're new around here, to the Hundo Club. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. So you don't need a routine future exam if you're 100% permanent in total. That's what this is talking about. So you may be 100%. You haven't gotten P&T status yet. Something is not considered static, or it has a routine future exam scheduled. So you'll want to get your rating code sheet, which is also in your VA claims file, and look, it'll tell you the date, or this disability should be evaluated at some point in the future. Have a date or have a comment like that. If it doesn't require a routine future examination, it'll just be none. It'll just be static, and that's where you want to be. What is a permanent disability? A permanent disability exists when it's reasonably certain, based upon medical evidence, that the level of impairment will continue for the rest of the veteran's life. What does this mean? Your disability is unlikely to show material improvement over time. Always comes back to material improvement over time. Regardless of the name, static, permanent, it comes down to material improvement, and then kind of going off to the side a little bit, do you have routine future examinations scheduled for that condition? Let's go over the different rules a little bit. Not all reexaminations are bad. Most of them are, but not all of them. There are a percentage of you guys out there that get reexams, and then you get a higher rating as a result of a reexam. So it's, you know, theoretically a two-way street, but it's more like 80% of the time they do reductions, 20% of the time they do increases. So what's the VA 5-year rule? The VA 5-year rule allows the VA to reevaluate your existing VA disability rating within 5 years of your initial examination, if and only if your disability condition is expected to show material improvement over time. However, the VA may still reevaluate your disability rating past the 5-year deadline if your condition has significantly improved, as shown by medical evidence. All comes down to medical evidence. What's the VA 10-year rule? The VA 10-year rule means the VA cannot eliminate a rating that's been in place for 10 years or more. However, the rating can be reduced if medical evidence shows that the disability has improved. There's always an exception to this rule if the VA determines that the original disability rating was based on fraud. If fraud was involved, they're going to take it away. 20-year rule, doesn't matter what the rule is. Don't commit fraud. It's illegal. You're going to go to jail, probably have to pay it back. Go read the news and who got caught for fraud. Last guy was a big bodybuilder that said he was amputated or something. Stupid stuff, but, you know, still happens. With the 10-year rule, they'll leave the service connection in place. I use the example of migraines. So you have 50% for migraines. They could take that 50 and change it into a 0, which is obviously going to change up your whole rating quite a bit, but they're not going to take it completely away and make it not service connected. So you'll have a 0% rating. That's why I don't like the 10-year rule. What about the VA 55-year-old rule? So veterans are supposed to be protected from rating reductions after the age of 55. supposed to be, right? It doesn't happen. And I wouldn't plan on that. I'm 54. I'm going to be 55 next year. I plan on them coming after me for the rest of my life because I talk to guys in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, and they're all getting reductions. I don't know why they do it, but this isn't even a rule, actually. The 55-year-old rule is like a policy, so it's not even written down as a law. So it's a big nothing, basically. What's the VA 100% rule? If a veteran has a 100% VA disability rating that's deemed a total disability, the VA can only reduce the rating if the medical evidence demonstrates material improvement in the disability condition. So this is if you're 100% total, but you're not 100% permanent in total. That's a different rating altogether. So if you have a 100% VA disability rating, the longer you have that, the better shape you're going to be in, but still the 20-year rule is the one you want because then you can go file all your special monthly compensation and whatever you want to file, any claims action you want to do, and you don't have to worry about it. Can the VA reduce 100% permanent and total rating? So this means your total and your permanent, which means that everything is static. They can do it. The easiest way to get a 100% permanent and total rating reduced is by filing another claim. So this is something, if you have a 100% permanent total rating, don't file any more claims, especially for things that make zero sense, right? So if you have a 100% rating and you're like, oh, I want to get service connected for migraines, you're at 100%. There is no 101. It doesn't round up. The only thing that goes above 100% is special monthly compensation. That's a completely different animal. If you're 100% permanent and total, maintain your rating, defend your rating. Don't make it easy for them to wander into your claim and reduce you. You're literally inviting them in if you file a claim when you're 100% P&T. Just don't do it. There's no reason to. Wait your 20 years, then do whatever you want. Will I lose my VA disability rating if I get a job? There's a couple parts of this. So basically, no, right? The VA wants you to work if possible. It's healthy. You make some money, like that part's good if you can do it. So the only time that there's income factors associated with a rating and working is if you're on TDIU. There's a workaround for that too, and it's called a sheltered work environment. If you have a basement like I do and YouTube and lights and all that kind of stuff. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website and in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form, boom, you're done.